We got a special guest today, Executive Director of Foley Main Street, Darrelyn Dunmore. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, Tim. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you inviting me.
Absolutely. So a lot of awesome things going on in downtown Foley that I can't wait to get into. But first, tell me a little bit about your role as Executive Director of Foley Main Street.
Well, it's funny because I think I need to start with how Main Street began.
Okay.
A lot of people think that Main Street is a committee that was formed with the city, but it actually is part of a national campaign to improve downtowns and keep downtowns' integrity in place. So the city actually applied through Alabama Main Street to become a Main Street community and was accepted. And the Main Street, Alabama only accepts 3 main streets a year if they qualify to be let into the program.
Oh, wow.
So they won't let anybody into this program. They have to know that they're serious about working on their downtown. Gotcha. So the mayor, Ralph, and LaDonna and all the group did their song and dance up at the state, and they got us in. And they hired me. I'm just a community development, economic development person. I just love it. So that's how I got the job. And I was president of the Eastern Shore Chamber of Commerce for 18 years.
Oh, wow.
So I've done a lot of community development and worked with small businesses. So that's where my heart lies. And we moved to Foley. So here I am with the executive director. Oh, is that me? Hello.
Well, awesome.
Let me get my purse out and pull my phone out. So what you're not supposed to do is not have your phone on when you're in interviews.
That's okay, it happens.
It does.
No worries. So awesome. So a lot of great things going on in downtown Foley.
Yes.
We're slowly seeing it transform. Heritage Park is getting kind of a facelift.
Mm-hmm.
Downtown Foley, there's a lot of great plans in place that are slowly going into motion. What exciting is going on in downtown Foley?
Oh, there's so much. One thing about downtown Foley, and one thing that we're trying to, we have all these cars that are zooming by every day, and always the question, the goal is how do we get them to stop? My opinion is we need to get our community to stop in. So if we can make downtown be attractive for the locals, then the tourists are just going to come.
Yeah.
So we're trying to bring downtown Foley back into the community and make it more of a community meeting place and center. And that takes all sorts of different ideas and items. Like we're working on getting our restaurants up and going, and we have a few more bars now that are coming open. And then we're also, first thing I did was start a Facebook page for downtown, and we now have 7,500 followers.
Wow, that's great.
And we have about 1,800 Instagram. Because the question is, if somebody's looking at moving their business or their restaurant downtown and there's no excitement about, no buzz about it, they're not going to come. So that was part of it, is we're starting to create an identity around Foley Main Street and downtown Foley. I mean, Foley Main Street's a nonprofit.
Yeah. Our
product is downtown Foley. So I always try and keep downtown Foley out there. Main Street's kind of in the background.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So what are some of the businesses, new businesses that have been attracted to downtown Foley?
Well, we have the Southern Eats and Drinks.
Southern Shore Eats and Drinks.
Yeah, Southern Shore Eats and Drinks. They've decided they wanted to come in downtown. We have 2 new owners that just took over the Gypsy Queen Java.
Okay, I saw that. Nice.
Yeah, we're excited about that. Sing was going to revamp. I think what's fun is watching like the businesses and the places start expanding and starting to open up. We have the plant place, Graceful Leaves. She came into town. We have
awesome.
Yeah, we have a lot of excitement going on. There's like Dirk's working on his place where Sugar Spice and Soul used to be in Alston, and they'll be open soon. He's had a couple of setbacks.
Looks like they're going to have a nice outdoor
area, and they'll be open for dinner as well. And they'll have a bar as well.
Nice.
And then we have Charlotte, who's bringing in a bougie Bama.
I saw right over there by the New Orleans store.
Yes,
so
on Alston as well. It's going to be sandwiches.
Okay.
She's going to have homemade sandwiches, and she's excited. She's getting to the point now where she can open.
Wow. So we're getting quite a bit of restaurants downtown.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes. So, and then we're working on our big thing right now with working on getting it to, we did the park, the Pocket Park, which is bigger than the Pocket Park, the Amphitheater Park on Pine Street.
Yeah, that's really nice.
And so Main Street was able to be a part of getting the musical instruments in the back of the stage. So one of my goals is I'm a conduit between the businesses and the city. And when we get a project in downtown, it's my responsibility with my city buddies to keep the project and ball moving.
Okay.
So we can get things completed.
Great. Yeah, the park is really nice. If you guys haven't visited, you definitely need to. And then with all the restaurants coming down, it's really going to be a food destination for downtown Foley.
Well,
We're all local restaurants. It's not like we got a national chains. We got these.
And that's what we want to attract. I mean, local and companies set the bar. Local and companies show that if you built it, they will come. Yeah. And that's what I keep trying to tell people is that we can take it a notch up. We don't have to be white table dining, but we can also take it a notch up, and we have the people starved for different types of restaurants. They want something different.
Yeah.
You know, they've got plenty of chains and plenty of stuff all the way down 59. What's going to be different and unique that's going to pull them into downtown? And it doesn't need to be expensive. They can still find something to fit that little pigeonhole.
I agree. And I'm going to do a quick shout out to Southern Shores Eats and Drinks. It's quickly become my favorite place for coffee or lunch. They got a pinball area in the back. They just added a Scooby-Doo pinball machine, I think, this week.
It's very family-oriented, but you can still be an adult there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. A great breakfast buffet, great lunch menu.
And a place to sit outside.
Yeah, huge outdoor.
Yes, which is fantastic because in our surveys that we did with the market study, people want a place where they can go sit outside, you know, eat their sandwich, have a beer, let the kids run around and play.
Yep.
So that's going to be huge.
Awesome. Now, I know we got some stuff in the works about possibly turning Foley downtown into a entertainment district.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, the meeting's going to be May, and I have my little cheat sheet. It's not May 2nd, May 9th. Tuesday, May 9th. Okay. We're going to have an open meeting, and we'll be pushing that out. And we've been doing research, and we do want to start an entertainment district in downtown. The big if on this, and what we need to talk about and throw ideas out to the mayor and to the people that are going to make the final decision, is we have 59 and 98 running in the middle of the town.
Yeah.
So if we have an entertainment district and all of a sudden people are dodging across from Heritage Park with a beer in their hand, the ain't gonna last long.
That's right.
So we need to really work out the details. I went to a national conference in Boston last week, and there are a few places that have major highways in, and they had some suggestions. So I'm researching all that and getting those ideas to throw out and discuss. Okay. Because they don't have anything set yet of how they want this to look.
Gotcha. That's great. So
they want everybody's input.
Yeah. Where's the footprint of downtown?
Okay, the word footprint is Taco Fiesta on 59. Okay. Okay, then all the way to where the Hamburg building is, Rose Street.
Yeah.
Okay, they go there, and then if you go to Mamma Mia's Pizzeria, going west, and then east, it's all the way to Freeman's, right past Black Nut Wiener. He's in my district.
Yep. Okay.
So, and what's fun is, we do have, we have Tim Lip who's going to put a brewery in.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited about that. He's bought the property and he's working on the plans. He got them approved at the Historic District, Historic Commission a couple weeks ago. So we're chugging along with a lot of different properties and different things going on in downtown.
Great. I'm excited. There's so much history in downtown Foley. It's great to see it be revitalized, and then really anything you need, from professional services to restaurants to entertainment. You got a lot of that right downtown. Now let's take a second.
I was going to say, I try and live the dream. Like, I get my car fixed at Gill's, I get my hair done at Tangled, I get my massage done across the street. There's a lot you can do in downtown without having to go outside that area.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the historic tour.
Yes, the historic tour, that is an ongoing 365 days a year. We really push it in April because April's Historic Walk Month. So in the entire state of Alabama, they do walking tours, historic tours. We do them, we don't. LaDonna and her team, they do walking tours every Saturday in April.
Really?
So if you meet at 10 at the Welcome Center, any of the Saturdays in April, there will be a tour guide there that will take you around and do a walking tour of downtown Foley.
Great, I'll have to check that out one Saturday.
Yeah, and then if you can't make it, then that's what our tour is for. We have 11 beacons. You download it on your phone. It's an app.
Okay.
And so when you walk up to it, the app opens up. There's actually audio that plays.
Oh,
you have pictures, and you have some details about architectural styles and where that building was in history.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't do the full tour, but I downloaded the app and started to look at a few different places.
Uh-huh.
One cool fun fact I found out was where Orange Square is used to be a Fanta Orange, or yeah, it was
Orange
a Fanta,
Crush,
Orange
yeah.
Crush. I'm sorry, Orange Crush soda bottling facility.
It was, and that was when when Satsumas were huge down here.
Okay, is that what they used in the Crush?
Yeah, and then
Really?
when that all kind of crashed down below, they kind of closed up and moved up, where they had the better crops. But yeah,
Okay.
it was really fun.
Do they still use Satsumas in the Crush?
That I don't know.
Okay, I was wondering because it does have
I
a really
probably
good
could be wrong
flavor.
about this, but it wasn't at
Okay.
the same time as the Satsumas.
No, we're holding you to the Satsumas.
Darrelyn said,
That's right. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of cool history downtown.
mhm.
Now, I brought up the website.
Yes.
It's Foley Main Street, FoleyMainStreet.com. A lot of great information on here. On the front page, you can see Magnolia Hotel. So, supposedly, or not supposedly, there's like an underground tunnel.
There is.
Okay, tell us a
There
little bit
is.
about that.
And actually, I posted about that on Foley Main Street Facebook page, and there's a link to Darwin does a tour of
Okay.
the tunnel on that.
Really?
So I always post that link
Wow.
when I talk about it.
Wow.
Part of it's been cemented over because of
Really?
the fact that it connects to Gulf Telephone Building, which is
Yeah.
now Brightspeed.
Yeah.
So they needed to block off that access because Mr. Snook lived in the Magnolia Hotel, and he's the one that owned Gulf Tel, and he would walk to work under the tunnel in bad
Wow.
weather.
Wow.
And then during the war, when he felt that he was sure the Germans were going to invade, Foley, he trained his nylon army, and then he also stowed guns and ammunition underneath
Wow.
in his little bunker.
Yeah.
So from what I hear, that there's tunnels that go. He made a tunnel system that goes further than that, but I haven't been able to
Okay. Figure out where they're
get where those are.
Gotcha.
I think there's one that actually goes to where Southern Food, Eat and Drinks is. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. That'd be neat to unearth and see.
Yeah.
There is one spot in there where there's this
Weird
spot of
little
concrete
shit,
that looks
yeah.
like it was
It could be.
poured over. So, okay. Well, I know where that is. And one thing Snook also did was he had the first female militia,
The Nylon Army.
and it was
Mhm.
they were so worried about it that they sent FBI down to investigate it.
Oh, and Russia's the one.
Yeah.
Russia is who named his army the Nylon Army, and that's
Okay.
when the U.S. Army's like, okay, what's going on down there, and we got to find out what this guy's doing. Because
Wow.
on that Facebook post, I showed a picture of him with the cigarillo in his mouth, and one of his Nylon Army girls was getting ready to shoot the ashes off his cigar,
Wow.
and he was fine with that.
He knew how to
He
do
trained
that.
them, yeah, and
Wow.
they had to get through a whole series before he would allow them to be part of the army.
Okay.
But he was like one of the very first women's liberals people, because even when the army was over, he had trained all his women to work all the equipment at Gulf Tel.
Wow.
Well, he found out they were better than the men were. So when the war was over and the men came back, if there was any heavy equipment, he insisted the women use the equipment because
Wow.
he knew that they were better.
That's awesome.
So it was kind of fun. You know?
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of the guys who worked with him laugh and say, yeah, that's it. So it's really
A
interesting.
lot of cool history. And that's just like a small taste of what is in downtown Foley. So if you're an historian or love that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
there's plaques in downtown Foley. There's different spots where you can go and learn about all that. Now we're on the website itself.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Catalyst for a second here. Let me click here
Yeah.
for more info and see where we go.
So one of the reasons they hired me was for economic development, which was putting together businesses and properties together.
Okay.
But 20% that's marketing, and the other half of it is improving downtown, which is also economic development.
Absolutely.
To lead into Catalyst, RC, the gentleman in the middle, is a very famous artist. He does work for Disney World. He's one of the sanctioned artists, and he does spray paint murals in 4 to 6 hours while you watch. So he's coming into Foley on April 28th, and
Okay.
that's just a little bit. The train back there
Yeah.
is part of the mural he's going to paint, and it's based on agriculture. You know,
Okay.
the steam train that brought it in, and then you'll see the corn and potatoes and everything exploding around. So he's going to be painting that while we watch. So we have
Awesome.
Roman Street coming in to play. We have a
Okay.
DJ playing the rest of the time. We'll have beer and wine.
Nice.
And we just want everybody to come out on that Friday. It's 12 to 7.
Yeah.
And come watch him.
Okay.
So
where's
Love
he
Tables.
doing it again?
He's going to be at the Jessamine parking lot next to Foley Art Center.
Okay. Yep.
We're blocking that all off, and we'll have him set up. We'll have some tents with chairs and tables underneath it. I suggest you bring a chair. I'm hoping for big crowds.
Okay.
Also, too, we have Safe Harbor coming in, which is the cat group.
Yes,
yes. So they're having a table there because cats, aka the reason we're naming this Catalyst and Cat Alley and bringing in the cats is because of the fact there are so many cats in Foley.
Okay.
And John Snook was a huge cat lover.
Really? Okay.
So he had he had openings in the hotel where the cats would run in and out, and he actually had doors in the Gulf-tel where they would run in and out.
Wow.
So the joke is that all these cats in Foley came from John Snook's cats.
Okay.
So they're going to talk about it, and whatever money we raise, we're going to have some little bit of bling, a little bit of swag to sell. This is our stress cat, and I'd like to give that to you,
Oh, thank you. That's awesome.
I know you don't have any stress, but we'll have like some T-shirts and some hats, but shopping bags to help raise money. And what we're doing with the money is we're giving a percentage to Safe Harbor to help them with their cat program. And then we're also going to put the rest towards public art, more public art in downtown Foley.
Okay.
So we're excited about that.
Yeah.
And this is only one of the murals. We also have one being worked on right now. It's a community mural, and that's within partnership. I think I brought a picture of it. And it's going to be 28 feet by 8 feet, and we're putting that on what I call the prison yard wall.
Oh, yeah, that's the wall. Yep, I know where that is.
Yeah, this is between La Tienda Hacienda and Gulf-tel. I call it the prison yard because of barbed wire.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting rid of the barbed wire.
Okay.
Gulf-tel has given us 20 feet of easement in there for the city.
Wow, that's
So
great.
we're going to clean this all up, and the mural's going to go along here. We're going to create another walkway into the alley.
So that all goes to kind of revitalizing the alleys in the downtown Foley.
Right.
So what's the idea or the?
And all the plans they always use alleys as the words connectivity. How do we connect the city together? And now all our alleys are working alleys, so we have to share with the cars. But our goal is to get more people on bicycles, more people walking downtown, healthier, and being able to have lots of art to see. The reason we started with Cat Alley behind Magnolia Hotel is because there's always been groups in downtown in Foley working on like having block parties and stuff in that alley.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of it's kind of a favorite.
Would it be something where somebody could reserve the alley to do a block party, or would it be more of a community event?
Well, they'd have to work with the city because it's city property, to close it off. But Diane, who owns the hotel, she and her husband are planning on opening the bar back there.
Oh yeah, nice.
So they'll have the alley bar.
Okay.
And then of course just across the street from Jessamine we have the Foley brunch and supper club, and then we have eats and drinks. So we're gonna have a nice little entertainment district that we can start working off and grow around.
Yeah, that's great.
We're working on about 4 or 5 other projects within Cat Alley, and then we'll start spreading out.
Okay.
Putting like spot art, crosswalk art, that type of thing, to bring people downtown. Yeah. So one neat thing about this one is that we're using middle school, high school, and homeschool kids with it.
Okay.
So Hannah Lake, who is the artist, is overseeing them. And then the kids get 3 of the panels, and she's doing the rest of them, and then she'll make sure they all look cohesive before we hang them.
Gotcha.
So it's a community project to help bring people into the downtown.
That's great. So you guys have done a lot of great work with demographics and the polls, the kind of taking feedback from the community on what they want downtown and incorporating it. What were some of the big eye openers for you guys when you started doing that?
Big eye opener for me was how many people wanted to live downtown.
Wow.
So we did a marketing study, and then we did a comprehensive plan that lays on top of the city's comprehensive plan because it wasn't detailed enough.
Yeah.
Every time I could talk to somebody downtown, they're like, well, what's the plan? Who are we trying to attract? What, I don't understand. So we needed more detail. So now we have detail, and now that we have that detail, we have more plans coming in, and we just keep layering. But the big thing surprised me the most was there's so many people who want to live downtown.
Okay. What would be considered living downtown?
Sorry. it would be within walking distance.
Okay, gotcha.
But also too, we have a couple of opportunities, like with the Cactus Cafe, or the people know the old I call it the plywood building right now.
Yeah.
And there's room up there for apartments.
Yeah, I heard
3
that.
apartments.
Okay.
And then of course Francis is building the old Foley Hotel.
Yeah.
Upstairs is 56 rooms.
Wow.
That could be converted into, downtown living.
Like small apartments.
Yeah. And we have room to grow.
Yeah.
So there's a few empty lots that if people decided to build, they could keep it within the scope of downtown and be able to put apartments and condos above.
Okay. That's pretty neat. That would be cool to live downtown.
Yeah, well,
See
and
the attraction to that.
I think the first thing they asked me when they got hired was, first of all, they wanted me to have it where all the businesses were on the same page going in the same direction. I went, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
But I can make it look like they are.
That's right.
And then the second thing was they wanted a nightlife downtown. But the big thing is you can't do that until you have a base.
Yeah.
You can't invite people to a party if there's no lights and there's no activity.
Yeah, that's right.
So one of our big goals is to light up downtown, get our property owners to uplight their buildings.
Okay.
To be able to light up corners of streets. It doesn't take that much, and it doesn't take that much money to put lighting in.
No, that's great. I'm glad I know that, so I can try to help my best with that. That's okay. So tell us what else is important on the website.
Well, if you drop down from visiting, we have calendar. And this is where I put all the events that happen in downtown only.
Okay.
And so what I like to do, like Mackenzie Florist is in here, that she has once a month these special classes. They're not every day.
Okay.
So what I tell my businesses, if you send me the information that it's special, I don't need your specials every day for eating. But if you're putting on a special event or something, this way, I'm sorry, when people want to know what's going on in downtown, they pull this up. But they pull up Visit Foley, they get all of Foley, get all of OWA, and it gets very confusing.
Yeah.
So with this, they can.
So just in April, I count 6 events.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I mean, and then in May, we got another at least 6.
Yeah, and May is May 13th and 14th is the 51st annual Art in the Park.
Wow.
Which will have about 90 artists in it. So it's going to be really fun too.
That's great.
So yeah, and this is just, I need to double check with my businesses, but I know there's a couple of other events I haven't put out. I'm a one-person show, so I need to get this stuff put on the calendar.
Absolutely. So, Foley History, it's every month is Foley History Month, but it's National History Month in April.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the things you've been posting about downtown Foley. Like,
well, I think it's kind of fun. Let me see if I can, I've been reading so much. I think one really interesting thing, I posted it last year, but I was reminded of it, almost posted again.
Okay.
Was that, people don't think about the fact that, everybody says, why is the hospital on the 2nd floor? Why did they put a hospital on the 2nd floor? And the whole reason is because the streets were dirt and the cattle were free roaming.
Oh, okay.
So it kept all the dirt and germs out if they kept them above. And so they had a way of ringing a bell or something to get the guys from the bar across the street to come help carry people up the stairs if it was after hours.
Okay.
And carry the gurneys upstairs.
That's pretty neat.
So yeah, it's really been interesting to delve in and see the family names that keep popping up.
Yeah.
About what they faced, and the trials and tribulations. We think it's bad facing a hurricane now. And then you look at what they went through when hurricanes went blowing through in 1920.
Wow.
And it's really interesting.
Yeah, I can imagine.
A lot of people don't realize that gladiolas were a huge crop here.
Okay.
Acres and acres, thousands of acres of gladiolas.
Okay.
Until the United States opened up being able to buy from other countries.
Gotcha.
And so 1970 is about when the gladiolas started going away. But you can still see gladiolas popping up kind of wild around places. And so, it's just like, oh, gladiolas, I never knew that. It's fun.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a wonderful place. We have a lot of work to do. I mean, I took a group from the state around and they wanted to tour downtown, and I went, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
We have a lot to do, but that's why we're in this program,
That's
Main Streets, Alabama. And I had one lady, JoJo from tourism, and we were walking by the plywood and brick building, and she's like, no, no. And I'm like, and then here's this building, and they're like, this is our abstract art project called Plywood and Brick. And I just smiled at them, and they went, oh. And JoJo's looking at me. I said, you have to take, lemons and make lemonade.
Yeah.
It'll eventually be a beautiful building. Mark got approved for a historic grant. I helped him write his facade grant.
Okay.
And he's already been approved for historic tax credits for that building.
Yeah.
And he's committed. I mean, the city council approved his facade grant last 2 meetings ago. And what that means is that he has to start within 3 months.
Okay.
And for him to get that money from the city, and then he has to finish within 6 months from that point. So he's committed.
Awesome.
We should be seeing action pretty soon on that building.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, that's one of my jobs too, is to sit there and work with my businesses and help them get the facade grants, help them, maneuver their way through all of the craziness of government, because sometimes we just don't talk the same lingo.
Yeah, exactly right. Look, you guys are doing an awesome job. I love the progress in downtown Foley. I love going to the meetings and seeing the vision, and then it slowly coming to light. I can't wait until it's a downtown walking district, an entertainment district.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see the streets packed with people and people walking up and down.
Then we'll be talking about parking problems.
Yeah, that's right. That'll be a good problem to talk about.
Exactly. I was going to say, what's really fun is if you overlay, I've got a graphic and I have to send it to you, Tanger over downtown.
Yeah.
Downtown only takes a path of Tanger.
Really?
It's just the way that your mentality is and not being able to see where you're walking.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
true.
It's not all that far to walk, gang.
Okay, that's a good way to put it in perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many miles it is if you walk the whole downtown Foley?
No, I haven't done that one yet.
Okay,
no.
that'd be a good one.
But I think we counted parking spaces, and people say we don't have enough parking, and I want to say it was close to 1,800 to 2,000 parking spaces.
I think we do. It's just, and you got to know where they're at in the alley. You got to know where they're at by the art center. You got to know where they're at by the dog park. Huge row of them back behind Taco Fiesta and the dog park. There's a whole huge row of downtown parking.
So one of our goals is to get wayfinding signs up, and we already have them designed for each of the parking areas. That'll have a QR code that'll go right to Google Maps, so they can see what businesses are around.
Gotcha.
And then the next art project will be to do art crosswalks from those parking areas into the downtown.
Gotcha.
So it's more fun than to park outside the area, and then walk into downtown.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's great, but we're a membership organization. We have volunteers who work on the board and on committees, so if anybody's interested in helping out, we'd love to have you.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's what I was going to lead into is what can people do to help, or if they want to give their feedback on what they think downtown should look like, or they want to, look for, do you guys post jobs downtown?
We don't
services,
do that.
Stuff like that? Okay.
We now, under our businesses, we have all the professional businesses listed, and we have eat, drink, shop, and stay professionals so that people can see who's downtown. And then business development, if you drop down from the business development one, this is where people who have information about what is available and how to work, or if they're trying to bring something in.
Okay.
All the demographics, even linking to Baldwin County Economic Development Alliance.
Great.
Anything anybody needs if they're researching doing work business in downtown is there.
Okay.
And then the blog has library under blog at the top. That has all the stories. So if you scroll down, we've got the stories about the Envision. That's what our process is for what the downtown vision is. Right here, Vision Downtown Foley Vision Week. And then that'll link you to the whole study, see what's going on. We love people's opinions. My thing is there's a lot to complain about. If you want to complain, bring me 2 solutions.
Yeah.
Because there's, no matter what you look at, there's always a way to fix it. There's a way around it.
Absolutely.
A lot of it's just like your kind of attitude and looking at it through different glasses.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome.
I don't want to hear this. No. All right.
Nice.
I have to bring my props.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. But Darrelyn, you guys are doing an awesome job. I love the progress. Love what you're doing. Thank you so much for.
Oh, hey, I got
leading
a
the
strong
part, keeping it
board,
going,
and city is so supportive.
Yeah.
I just can't get over how supportive the city is. It makes my job so easy.
Yeah. But thank you so much for coming on. Like she said, if you need anything, FoleyMainStreet.com, best place to find it. Follow them on Facebook.
Yes, please.
Like and share our podcast. And thank you for coming out, Darrelyn.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
It's been fun. I like the standing up thing.
Keeps the energy going.
It does. Do we go like this?